Ever notice how ads always pop up at the worst moments? When the killer's identity is about to be revealed. During that perfect meditation flow. On Amazon Music, we believe in keeping you in the moment. That's why we've got millions of ad-free podcast episodes, so you can stay completely immersed in every story, every reveal, every breath. Download the Amazon Music app and start listening to your favorite podcasts ad-free, included with Prime.
The Business Owners Podcast is brought to you by Business and Enover Group with your hosts Linda Reid Enover and Clive Enover. In each episode, we talk to other business owners about their experiences, challenges and successes. We'll also share tips and advice on how to grow your business and achieve your goals. If you're a business owner or you're thinking about starting a business, then the Business Owners Podcast is for you.
Welcome to the Business Owners Podcast. My name is Clive Enover, and along with Linda Reid Enover, I am your host. I am a business strategist, and I help people discover clarity to more easily engage with more of their ideal client more often. Today I'm having a conversation with Kunal Joshi about resilience, innovation, and inclusive leadership. Hello, Kunal, and welcome.
Hey, Clyde, how are you?
Absolutely on top of the world, thank you very much. Whereabouts have we found you geographically, and what's the weather like there?
So I'm located in Perth. The weather is beautiful. It's about 20 degrees right now. We are happy about it, that the winter has not left us yet.
All in all, it's a good day.
Yes.
Very good. Now, resilience, innovation and inclusive leadership. We can tell straight away from your accent that you're not native Australian.
Yeah.
Whereabouts do you hail from originally?
So I'm originally from India, from the westernmost state of Gujarat. That's where Gandhi was born, and that's where the current Prime Minister is from.
Oh, very good. And what on earth prompted you to get up in India one day and say, I'm going to Australia?
I think the opportunities that Australia provides. I was not the brightest student in the class, and India being India, it's very, very competitive. So with the cultural background that we have, India is a lot focused on higher education. So if you don't have the correct degree, it's difficult to find the right job. Whereas compared to that, Australia is definitely a lot more welcoming, a lot more open for people with different educational background to moving here and still make a career. Somebody like me who has never studied in English has always been just a subject as part of broader education. I was still able to move here, learn the language, and was able to start a business. And Australia is nothing but supportive and welcoming.
Excellent. That's what we want to hear. We want to hear that Australia is a good spot.
It is definitely. And a lot of my friends who have moved here have had much better life than they've had back in India. I come from a lower middle class family, and after moving here, I've definitely been able to provide a much better life to my kids. So no, definitely best decision we've took to move to Australia.
Excellent. Now, you mentioned a good life for your kiddies. Tell us about your family.
I've got two kids. One is 10, one is 7, both girls. My mom or my wife Shahin's mom sometimes come and stay with us. Right now, my mom's with us here. So yeah, that's and I've got a lovely dog named Halo.
Oh, what sort of dog do we have?
He's a golden retriever.
Oh, very nice. And does your wife also work in the business with you?
She's the main person, I would say, in the business. She mainly handles the training part of the business, services, products, and customer communication. Whereas I handle all the back-end boring stuff.
You get to carry the heavy things.
Now, I think my job's easier. I definitely think my job's easier. I can work flexibly. I love working on the computer. So yeah, I think my job is definitely easier. I don't have to deal with everyday troubles as much as Shaheen has to. But no, she's the reason we are in beauty business, because she has been working in the industry since 2009. So she is the main reason we are in this business. But I try my best to help her out wherever I can. So I'm like a jack of all trades. I do whatever the business needs, but she is definitely the main person and face of the business.
Very good. Now, you mentioned that things have been happening there since 2009. So give us a little timeline, Kunal. When did you come over to Australia? And then at some stage you've met your lovely wife and created a family and you've started a business. Give us a little timeline on that.
Sure. So I've known Shaheen since 2002. We were studying together back in India in college, and we decided to move here together. 2008 is when we moved here. We were both studying at Murdoch University. She did professional accounting. I was studying business. In 2009, she joined one of the beauty places where she was working as a student. It was her student job, basically. She actually enjoyed it a lot. 2011 is when we got our permanent residency in Australia. And in 2012, while she was working as an accountant and I was working with Foxtel as sales manager, she got an opportunity to get one of the stores at the company where she was working as a franchisee. So we got the business December 2012, ran it for about 7 years successfully, went from one store to 3 stores. 2020 is when we sold the business back to the franchisor and started Bang on Browse. We got married here in 2013 and we've had 2 daughters since then.
Well done. Well done.
Now, I just paused there because we married twice. Once here and once in India, and there was about a couple of years gap in between. So yeah, I just paused because of that. I do remember the year.
Well, most of us have difficulty remembering which year it was. So when you've got 2 to try and remember, that's fair enough.
Yeah. No, Shaheen's excellent at it. She remembers date, time, everything. But now I'm terrible. I'm terrible at remembering dates and numbers. Although I call myself a numbers guy, I'm terrible at remembering them.
And Kunal, what type of business is it that you're in?
So broad category would be a beauty business, but we mainly focus on brows and lashes. That's our niche, definitely. We provide all the services that has to do with brows and lashes, from the basic service like brow shaping to advanced treatments like cosmetic tattoos.
Very good. And now that we've got a little bit out of you about your business, before we get into serious business talk, let's learn a little bit more about Kunal. Is it coffee, tea, or something else?
I don't drink coffee or tea. I prefer smoothies or anything else.
Oh, very good. Yes. Yeah. Smoothie. Don't often get smoothies, but that's good.
Yeah.
I
don't have any addiction when it comes to coffee or tea. I don't need it. I can occasionally have it, but I prefer more healthier drinks.
Fair enough. Are you an early bird or a night owl?
Both, actually. When I'm in Australia, I definitely like to work at night because once kids go to bed, I've got a couple of hours with Shaheen. We spend time together, and after she goes to bed, I can peacefully work. But when we are traveling, actually, it's the other way. We go to bed early, start early in the morning. So yeah, it works both ways. It doesn't matter. If the life requires, I can wake up early and start my day early. But I definitely prefer the nighttime.
Very good. What book are you currently reading and why can't you put it down?
I'm currently reading a book written by Swami Vivekananda. He's an Indian scholar. The reason I can't put it down is because his teachings still apply. Yeah, and with the life that we have, we're so busy with work. There are problems everywhere in the world. He helps me think deeper and he helps me stay focused.
Excellent. What was the name of it again?
Swami Vivekananda.
And what one word would you use to describe your journey so far?
One word. Difficult. That's the word I would say, yes. I would say difficult and rewarding.
Excellent. 2 words. Okay.
Yes.
And we got the message right across. So having started this business, it sounds like you came over and studied and you got straight into work, working hard, straight into your own business, did okay, grew the business, moved out of the franchise into your own space.
Yes.
What were some of the challenges you faced as you made all of those transitions?
So moving from job to business was definitely a difficult decision to make because you have a steady income that you're relying on, and suddenly you are moving into a place where there is no guaranteed income. There are a lot of risks involved. And on top of it, you're actually investing money. Your savings are going in, and there is no surety of when you will be able to make money. That's where going into a franchise business was, I think, a good decision for us, because Shaheen was working in that particular store. She knew the ins and outs of the business. And being a franchisee meant that although we were new in the business, we always had somebody that we could call when we were in any kind of trouble or were unsure of what to do in a particular situation. So that was definitely helpful. After running it for about 7 years, we did feel a bit restricted because franchising comes with its rules and regulations and policies, and you have to follow them to the T. So when we started feeling that, we thought it was the right time to expand our horizon and probably move into something of our own. So we got into the discussion with the franchisor, sold the business back to them, and we started our own brand. When we started our own brand, we could not have been at a worse time, at least on paper, because we got out of a franchise business. Although we were running it for 7 years, we were a frog in a well. And then we moved into an ocean because we thought we know everything about the business. But as soon as we moved into the ocean, we realized the world is a lot bigger than what we are used to. And we moved in right when the COVID lockdowns hit. So,
what a wonderful time to start a business.
Beautiful time to start a business, yes. And to make our lives more difficult, we had a newborn baby at the same time. So it was a perfect mixture of all the fun things that could happen in your life. So
a great opportunity to test your resilience.
Yes. What we definitely learned was if we get past these hurdles, anything else that comes after this is not going to be a problem. So when we moved into the new business, as I said, we realized that there are a lot more things to business than what we realized before. And I would say a couple of problems that we faced initially. The biggest problems, I would say, one was staffing, and second one was no brand recognition and trying to get into shopping centers.
Yeah.
Especially during COVID, because shopping centers were a bit nervous about a lot of established business getting out of the market. To tell you the fact, the franchise system that we left actually closed down stores after the lockdown finished in about, I think, 6 or 7 months. They could not sustain the business anymore. So perfect time to start a new business, I would say. Finding the right employees was also a bit of a problem because there was no migration happening, and every business was struggling with staffing at that time. And everybody is looking for the right staff. And us being a new business, again, no brand recognition, and that goes to employees as well. If they don't know who you are, and there is no track record, there is no ex-employee they can talk to see how it is to work with Bang on Browse. So those two, I would say, were the biggest problems.
But you overcame those.
Yes.
And having overcome them, you obviously struggled for a little while.
Yes.
Have you managed to pick up and grow some more?
Definitely. I would say it took a bit of outside the box thinking on our part to survive that tough situation that we were in. I would say let's start with the employees. So as I said, we were struggling to find the right employees. Luckily, we had a couple of ex-employees that were working with us before. They were happy to join us. So when we started our first store in Epicross, we had those 2 employees working with us. But when we started expanding, that is when we really found it difficult to find the right people for our team. We would have interview adverts, 20, 25, 30 people would apply, but only 5 would return the calls and only 1 or 2 would actually show up for the interviews. There were not enough people available to choose from. So what we did at that time was we actually got in touch with TAFE to see if there were any candidates who wanted to do internship with our business. And that's how we found a couple of additional staff members who were studying at TAFE, but were going to learn all the practicals with us. So in a pinch, we were able to get by because TAFE came to our help a little bit in that situation. And kudos to Shaheen because she thought of trying to, if we can't find the staff, let's make our own staff members. That's what her thinking was. That also led us to start our own training center. And from there, we were able to get a few staff members. And that's how, when we expanded in shopping centers, we were able to mend the stores, I would say. Second problem was getting into shopping centers. We were brand new business. They did not know us. COVID time, they were nervous. But as the saying goes, fortune favors the brave. We were brave in that time to start a business during COVID. That lockdown gave us the time to work on our branding, to have our website ready, to work on our brochures, to finalize pricing, everything. So when we went to the shopping centers, we actually had everything ready. At the same time, as I said, the business that we were with before closed down stores, and that opened an opportunity for us to get into some of those existing stores with minor modifications. Once we got into a couple of places, it was easier to talk to other shopping centers and get into those shopping centers. So we were definitely lucky in certain situations, but I would say that we took quick decisions because we did not have a lot of time and because we were prepared. I'll give you one example. One shopping center, when we were talking to them, they asked me directly, why should I give the store to you when I have got 15 other people who are lined up for the same store? I was able to tell them that out of those 15, just ask them how many of them have a website ready. They know what a bank guarantee is when they're going into a shopping center. They have some kind of experience trading in a shopping center, and they narrowed it down to just us. So having that prep time during the lockdown period was actually very helpful. So lockdown, although was difficult for a lot of businesses, came as a boon for us.
Yes. So very often, of course, we run into situations which on the face of it look disastrous.
Yes.
But with a little thought and application, they can be turned into very positive outcomes.
Yes.
Indeed. Now, you mentioned earlier that your wife was very much into the numbers and you like to think of yourself as a numbers person, but can't remember them.
Yeah.
Why do you believe tracking numbers and using those to focus on your productivity are critical in business?
As I'm in beauty business, I'll try and focus my answer on that. A lot of people think that beauty business is all about having the understanding of services and the skill of performing them. And they are correct. When it comes to actually serving the clients, it's your knowledge and your skills that's going to be the most important thing. But that does not help you with the day-to-day problems that you're going to face to understand how efficient a business is running. And numbers is what makes or breaks a business. You could be the most skilled beautician in the world, but if you can't cover your rent with the number of clients that you're doing, your skill is not going to be useful. So numbers tell you the things that you can't see. They give you the inside story. We track things like client return rates. So how many clients are actually coming back to us once they've gotten a service from us. New client rates. We look at productivity per hour, per staff, per store. Also look at retail rates because we also do our own retail products. So all of these things tell us if a store is profitable, if we should be extending the lease after 5 years in the same store. If an employee comes to us asking for a raise, we would actually know if it's the right time to give them the raise. When we are promoting a staff, we would know who the right staff to promote is. And more than anything, the numbers have helped us in knowing if I have the right staffing for any particular store for a particular season in the business. For a slow time and in a crazy time like December, we would know what's the right number of staff members in each and every store because we look at the numbers. Without that, we would actually be driving blind.
Indeed. The numbers, of course, are very objective rather than subjective. And we tend to get into difficulty in business when we try and make subjective decisions, whereas using the numbers allows us to make an objective decision. As you say, I know which staff member is producing best or less or least or whatever it happens to be. And it also shows you, okay, this store is doing better than the other store. Why is that happening, etc. So it can point you in the direction of all of the areas of your business that might or might not need attention.
Yes.
So another area that some people find themselves in difficulty in is leading a team. Notwithstanding their team might be themselves, you still have to be the leader of the business, the face of the business. What tips would you suggest to somebody who's in business or starting in business around leadership?
Okay, leadership is such a vast topic, and everybody has different leadership styles. I've been working in the industry since 2012, and having Shaheen by my side, who is an experienced qualified beautician, definitely helps. but I'll be lying to myself if I would say I'm some kind of expert when it comes to beauty treatments. So on top of this, Shaheen, after having 7 stores, Shaheen does not work on the floor anymore. So when it comes to taking any kind of decisions, we definitely rely on our employees, their feedback, and we believe in a very inclusive leadership.
Mm-hmm.
Any kind of decisions we make, we always involve our staff members in that discussion. We have regular meetings with our supervisors, with our managers, and our franchisees as well. So whatever decisions is taken, it is a group discussion. It is a group decision.
Good.
Yeah.
Sounds like an excellent approach to me. But how do you think you might shape the future of the field that you operate in? Do you have any dream projects or collaborations that you could pursue in that field?
Right now, we have stores only in Perth. We would love to go bigger and we would love to go national, but it's just Shaheen and I, just 2 people. So it has been a bit of a slow progress in that department. We are, as I said, we already have our training center and we would like to expand that a little bit. And we are already working on our retail and professional products that will soon be available from our website for our clients and other beauty businesses to purchase as well.
Excellent. And what advice would you give to somebody else starting out in this domain, given that they are the future of everybody who's starting out is the future of some industry?
Yes.
What advice would you offer there?
So anybody starting in beauty business, I would definitely say that do your homework. A lot of people who come for interviews with us, their ultimate dream is to have their own salon, to have their own stores. But most of them, when we ask them, they get into the business because they love doing this. And it's very important to be passionate about what you're doing, but understanding the things that are involved in business outside of your skill and qualification is also important. Doing a lot of research, a lot of homework is important before going into a business. Talk to other people in the industry. Now, I'm not sure how open everybody else is, but when somebody comes and talks to us, we are very open in sharing our thoughts about when they're starting a business, what are the things to look for. Talking to other industry people would definitely be helpful. When we started, we did not have anybody in beauty industry that we can talk to, but the managers we had that we worked for, the businesses that we worked for, when we talked to them, they were actually very helpful and very forthcoming in what are the pitfalls to avoid when you're starting a new business. So doing a lot of homework is important. If you're going into a franchised business, don't just look at the numbers that the franchisor is providing you. Do your own research. Go to the locations that they are trying to give you as a franchise store. You need to look at the numbers of the store. You need to take some feedback from employees that are working there. So there's a lot of homework involved when you're starting a new business. And the more time you spend doing that homework, the less you will struggle when you actually start the business.
Being prepared is somewhat important.
Yes, somewhat.
That's fantastic, Kunal. Thanks for joining us. But before we let you go, where can our listeners find you?
Our website is bangonbrowse.com.au.
Which is bang on browse, all one word.
And they can follow us on Facebook and Instagram as well.
Very good. Thanks, Kunal. Thanks for joining us on the Business Owners Podcast. And be sure to join us for our next episode. And of course, check out the back catalogue because each one has gems of wisdom in it, just like Kunal has been providing us with.
Thank you very much for having me.
Thanks for listening to the Business Owners Podcast. We encourage you to connect with us on social media and join our community of business owners at businessbusinessbusiness.com.au.
At Buyers Volkswagen, we've been family-owned since 1897, built on trust, driven by innovation. And now, buying your next Volkswagen is easier than ever. Shop online, customize your deal, and finalize everything from home. Just stop by to pick up the keys. It's that simple.
Drive home a new 2025 Volkswagen Tiguan SFWD for $336 for 36 months with zero due at signing.
The next generation shops online, and we're driving with them at columbusvolkswagen.com or visit us by the airport.
See dealer for details. Offer ends 1/5/26.